Ow, we got lied to by the preview last week.
Bamboozled.
Bamboozled. All of the whole 9 yards, everything.
Felt so lied to.
So wrong. But yes, we got a funky episode this week. That's kind of filler, but also kind of not filler.
Yeah.
It's a little break episode.
Yeah. It was
Gotta
goofy.
take a little break. Yes. So hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Inuyasha. Is episode 83. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Allen Ladium.
Hello.
We are discussing season 3, episode 28, or episode 82, entitled "Gap Between the Ages." Inuyasha's coming to the modern era.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to discover all the modernness cities.
The modernist cities. And
Yep,
hats.
That's it. And hats.
How dangerous it is.
Yep. We get a big old recap of the series thus far, and then like what happened last week. And we see Sango and Moroku and Inuyasha at the castle to be like, well, Naraku's gone. All right.
Too bad.
Too bad. And then we cut to Kagome. She's home. And she's like, man, I left my friends in the feudal era, but I got a test. I got to study. And she's like looking at the formula on the chalkboard. It's like, I have no idea what this means. Help.
Yep.
I need to get some notes, but all her friends are like, I don't know about that. We got to study too. But then they eventually agree to let her copy notes if she buys them all like 30 burgers.
A metric butt ton of burgers.
So many burgers. So they eat burgers and they don't copy notes, and they're like, oh, we'll go to the copy machine and do it that way. Which, I mean, fair. It's a quicker way to do it, but also like you could have just done it already.
Yeah.
And then they realize all the copy machines are either like there's a line out the door, or they're broken, or they're just completely gone.
Yeah, the one building was gone.
And then her friends are like, all right, well, we got to go. See you later.
Bye.
So she's boned.
Yep.
She tries to study at home and fails and calls a friend and just chit-chats with the friend on the phone, and then it's like, oh, I wonder what I called her for.
Gonna eat a snack.
Yeah. Nom 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 nom.
Nom 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 nom.
Back in the past, Inuyasha is impatient because he's like, oh, where's Kagome? And they're like, yo, she said she was gonna be gone a few days. Just relax.
Chill, my dude.
And Sango and Moroku are like, you should rest. You should probably take this time to rest. And he's like, I don't need to rest. I don't get tired like you humans do. Ugh. And Moroku's like, yeah, that's the point. We need rest. We need the rest. So you should also rest.
Being the parents here.
Yes. Kikyo shows up and does nothing of note. So moving on. Kagura is flying around with Kohaku and being like, man, Kohaku's just defying orders from Naraku this whole time. You shouldn't do that, kid. Even though I'm kind of doing that too. Oh, that's not good.
Whoa.
And then Kohaku just sits there.
He's just still high off that melon skin.
He's really enjoyed those melon skins.
He's blazed.
We cut to the night, and Sango's outside just thinking about Kohaku being gone and everything, and then Moroku shows up and is like, hey, let's chit chat a little bit.
Hey Kirara, can I sit there?
Yeah, and
Cool,
Kirara's like, Shippo, Inuyasha, and Kaede are in the hut, and Shippo's like, Moroku's going to go woo Sango. That's what Kagome tells me.
No, it's Kaede that says that. Kaede says that he's gonna go woo Sango, and then Shippo's like, that's what she's been wanting. And I was like, oh my god, Kaede's saying woo.
Woo.
Trying to woo her.
And Inuyasha's just there.
And to Moroku's credit, he was not trying to woo her here. He was legitimately trying to help her out.
Yeah, he was
and like be an ear and a shoulder.
Her. Yeah.
Cares about her well-being.
And Sango afterwards is like, huh. I mean, that's nice of you to do, but I also was expecting you to do something weird and creepy afterwards. And then he's like, oh, if you wanted me to do that, I could.
He touches her boob.
And then she slaps him, and then he cuts back to the hut, and Chip was like, oh, nice contact on that one.
That was so funny.
We go back to the modern era, and Kagome's still
Freaking
just
out.
panicking because she didn't study and everything. And then Inuyasha's there playing with the cat. She's like, "Why are you here?" He's like, "Well, I had to come get you. You were taking too long." She's like, "Well, I have a test tomorrow, so I'm not leaving until that's done."
He's just holding the cat up by its
Yeah.
arms.
She's like, "Hey, look at the cat."
Look at this cat.
She tells Inuyasha to stay at home and wait for her to come back from school.
Mhm.
And then Kagome's mom's like, "Oh, I was going to give her lunch, but she forgot it. Will you go give her lunch to her?" And he's like, "She told me not to, but I guess I'll go."
He's sniffing around for her because nobody told him how to get to school.
No. Also, he's wearing a hat to
He's wearing
cover
a
his ears.
little cap.
Yeah. So like there's a robbery is happening when he's sniffing around, and he stops the robber by just punching it in the face.
Yep.
And then runs away.
Yep.
And while he's running across the roofs of buildings, there's a fire happening, and he goes saves a little girl from the fire, and his hat falls off, and she's like, "Oh, dog ears."
Doggy man.
They get on the ground, she like pulls out his ears. He's like, "No touching. Or I gotta go." And that's when she's like, "Thanks, doggy man."
Doggy man.
And then we see Kagome trying to get through her lessons and everything, and then she looks out the window, and there's Inuyasha just sitting out there, just like looking at her like, "What are you doing?"
Scratches his ears like a dog with fleas.
He almost gets spotted by another student. She just yells "sit" very loudly, and he falls all the way to the ground, and the teacher makes her stand for the rest of class.
He asked why she would do that to him.
He gives Kagome the lunch. She's like, "Oh, that's nice, thanks. Let's share this lunch. Oh, by the way, you've already ate half this lunch. Okay, never mind."
Well, we already did share it.
Yep. She decides that since she can't do studying at home because everyone's going to be rowdy and noisy, she's going to just hole herself in the library and study that way.
Mm-hmm.
We see Hojo for the first time in like 30,000 episodes. And he's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" She's like, "Oh, hey, you."
I made you some healthy recipes.
Yeah, here's my binder of healthy recipes since you have all these weird illnesses.
You should eat healthier, Kagome.
Yeah, you're too young to be sick all the time.
She tries to like follow him out because she's like, "Oh, I could get notes from him." And she finds him at the bike rack, and he's like, "Oh, also I have these dried lizards for you, and you should grind them up and eat these. That will make you feel better." Okay, bye. She's like, "But the notes,
My notes.
the notes."
So she goes home and is just bummed, and everyone's sitting in front of the TV learning about what Inuyasha did during the day. It's like, "During the day today, police stopped a robber thanks to the help of a young man in red.
Red
and
kimono.
then later on, this young man in red helped a child out of a fire. Here is a drawing she did of the man in red." And it's this weird, messed up drawing of him. And then it like pulls away, and the kid's just like, "Hey, look at this." And he's like, "Hey, that's the hat I was wearing."
And Kagome's mom's like, "Sure is."
He's like, "This is a weird box you got here."
What is this box?
So Kagome tries to do her homework and study, and then Inuyasha's like keeps on peeking over her shoulder, like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" And she's just like, "No, get out of here! Get out of here!" She calls her brother and is like, "Get him out of here!" Yeah. So Soda tries to get Inuyasha to take a bath, but the hot water is too much for Inuyasha, so he just runs back into Kagome's room naked.
Nikki.
And she just starts throwing everything at him to get him out of there. And now she's forgetting everything again. Soda dries Inuyasha's hair with a hair dryer, and Kagome's mom offers him some curry, which he cannot deal with because it's too spicy.
Too spicy.
He's tough enough to blow a gaping hole in his gut, but can't handle the spice.
It took me a minute to figure out what the heck she actually meant by that. And then I realized, like, oh, he literally gets holes in his gut all the time because he takes stab wounds there constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just like, whatevs.
And then he just turns into like he's overseeing everything. Like, "I'm gonna sit here and watch you and be quiet, and you're gonna study."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "You could like go to sleep or something." Like, "No, I'm gonna sit here and you're gonna study." And she's like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna study." And then like eventually she looks back again, and he's like passed out.
Yep.
She's like, "Oh, I've never seen him sleep so soundly before." It's because he's never been on a bed before.
Right, like that bed's probably comfy compared to what he's used to.
Mm-hmm. Then we go to the next day, and Kagome's trying to take her test, but she's passing out during it. And then they go back to the feudal era, and Kagome's like, I didn't get to sleep because you're all on the bed. and Moroku's like, oh, you get to stay the night at Kagome's house, huh? And then Shippo's like, well, at least it's sunny today.
Yay! Kagome hates her life.
And that's how the episode ends.
Yep.
Here's our differences in notes.
Okay.
The scenes of Inuyasha stopping a bank robber, saving a girl from a burning building, and bringing Kagome her lunch at school are exclusive to the anime.
And so, like, one of the best parts of this episode, though.
Right?
That, like, the weird box.
Yes. In the DVD box says this episode is the start of season 4, and the original is part of season 3.
Oh, interesting.
The music in the background when Inuyasha saves the little girl is Kagura's battle theme.
Huh.
Sure.
That's an interesting choice.
Right.
Huh.
But that is it for this week's episode. Next time, we will discuss seeing episode 83 entitled The Female Wolf Demon and the Lunar Rainbow Promise.
Mouthful.
A lot of words there.
We get to meet, what, Ayame? Is there
Ayame. So yeah, we'll meet her and what Koga's up to.
Hang out with Koga again.
Koga's a ladies' man.
Ladies' man.
Like.
Wink, wink.
Hey. Anyways, yeah, we'll talk about that next time. But for now, if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. And you can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. So join us next week as we get a very long title.
Yes.